teach as a new person, once you're committed to working 2 hours a day, is how to work those 2 hours. And the way you want to work those 2 hours is professionally engaged in reaching as many people as you can with information that'll interest them, not turn them off. And if I can get a person to do that 2 hours a day, you're either going to talk to 10, 20, or 30 people a day, and in a year you're wealthy if you're consistently resilient doing that. So that'd be the first advice I give people.
All right. So let's say you got somebody and they do that for a month, and then they call you and they say, Mark, it's hard, and people are doing this. They start giving you the list of limiting beliefs.
I say, well, of course it is. Why do you think we make so much money?
Yeah.
I mean, of course it's hard. It's horrible, and it's going to get worse. In about another 2 months, you're going to be so sick of the same spiel, but it's still going to be repetition. You're going to be saying the same thing. It's going to be boring. It's going to stink. There are going to be people quit. You bet it's hard. It's miserable. It's rotten. That's why you're going to make $300,000 a month if you do what I teach you. You know, the reward, whenever anything is challenging and difficult, the people who make the most money are those with the courage to face it. This is not an easy industry. And so these people that are pretending, oh, you know, get in now, take a power position, do this, do that. This is easy, you're rich in a year. That's all fraud. Hardest work I've ever done. Yeah. And then when you get good at it, it may become some of the most boring work because it's all repetition. The same thing over and over. So I sometimes feel that I have to get people back focused on the truth. And the truth is, yes, you're paying the price now. Yes, it's difficult. And one of the analogies I use, Eric, that makes a lot of sense to people is I say, you know, I went to school with a guy who went 7 years after me and became an eye surgeon. He worked, I dropped out of college. He went 7 years counting residency, internship, to earn in a year what I make in a month. But if Philip would have gone to medical school and would have sat in the first 30 days of the first year and raised his hand and said, can we cut on some eyes now? No, I'm bored. The professors would look at him like he's lost his mind. So if he's willing to put 7 years in before he ever makes money or does anything, to earn in a year what I make in a month, I've got to be willing to pay the sacrifice and face the difficulty. And yes, it is hard.
Yeah. Here's what I tell people, and tell me if you think this is right, or if it's close, or if you have a difference of opinion. I say it takes about 1 year of focused energy to become functional and profitable at some level. It takes about 3 years to become highly functional, where a position where you could probably go full time. Takes about 5 years of dedicated, focused energy to master it, to become a master at this. You know, Malcolm Gladwell talks in the book Outliers.
Great book.
Well, the one concept out of the book was 10,000 hours it takes to become world class. 10,000 hours is 3 hours a day for 10 years, or 6 hours a day for 5 years. But that's what it's going to take to become world class. So 1, 3, and 5 years for kind of functional, profitable, highly profitable, or highly functional, and world class. Do you think that path is about right? Would you adjust it one way or the other?
No, absolutely. The way you're breaking it down makes perfect sense to me.
Okay.
I think you can do it a little faster if you're willing to work hard. But again,
Sure.
What you're talking about is committed effort over an extended period of time. When I first read Outliers, I thought, you know, this is almost an apologencia for Blink. Because in the early days of his career, Malcolm was talking about how, you know, we can make these split-second intuitive decisions, and then he's got this book, 10,000 Hours, as you say. I think your analysis is absolutely bang on.
Okay.
Because even if they do better, all that's going to do is crank them up and get them excited. What you're giving them is an accurate, realistic portrayal of what it requires to become an expert, and it's time.
Yeah, and they might their income might spike, but it's hard for their experience to match their income.
That's right.
And ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for all this coughing. I got an allergy thing going on, and bear with me. But their income might spike. You know, they might be at the right place at the right time. All of a sudden, everything takes off. But they have to quickly work harder to get their experience up to their income, or their income's going to drop.
That's right.
I mean, you see it over and over and over and over. Talk to me about our economy, our global economy, and the network marketing profession around the world. What's the next frontier for us? What's the next big play for the network marketing profession? What do you see in the horizon? Because I know you told me before we started that hey, you're back building because you got a little bored.
Yeah.
But you have an amazing view of our profession and of the world from the network marketing perspective. What's your view? What do you see?
Well, it's the last bastion of free enterprise. It's the only, in my opinion, ethical, character-driven, authentic entrepreneurial venture on planet Earth. But I've always believed that. It's just that in perfect storm times like right now, what happens is the great companies like Amway. A lot of people say, "Oh, Amway." Well, wait a minute. They did $8.7 billion last year, and they're projecting. I don't know if you've noticed all their TV commercials.
Yeah, I'm glad they're finally saying that they're Amway.
Yeah, they're doing a great job because they're smart enough to know. And I've talked to some of the Amway higher-ups who say, "Oh, yeah, we're going to keep advertising till 2012." Their goal is to get to $10 billion pretty fast, and I think they will. Mm-hmm. I think that what happens is when this kind of global economic situation happens, all of a sudden, more and more of the exit strategies are cut off. And when those exit strategies are severed, that only leaves a certain number of fighters standing. So the legitimate network marketing companies are in an ideal position to capitalize on that. And I don't think it'll ever reverse. I think that what's going to happen is we're going to have about a 5-year window here before. And everything's cyclical. We know that, Eric. I mean, people are going to get excited and say, "Oh, we're back. Everything's going to be wonderful." But we've got a 5-year window here where there are literally no options. What are you going to do? 401? You going to put it in mutual funds?
There's a lot of people going back to work.
Absolutely.
A lot of people who had paper wealth going back to work because they didn't have a choice.
That's right.
A lot of people thought they had a great retirement pension plan, a great career, whatever, and their companies,
Oh yeah.
They got to look at different things.
Perfect time because there are no options. What else are people going to do?
Right.
Real estate? No, I don't think so. Wall Street? Nah, that's just all Wall Street has always been, in my opinion. This is the reason I've never done blue chip stocks. Is basically just casino capitalism. And I started thinking one day, wait a minute, if this guy can make money whether it goes down or up, if he bets right and he controls over $4 billion of investment capital, how can I compete with him? I don't know whether he's going to want it to go up or down today.
Right.
So I'm not playing casino capitalism. I want a business where I can work very hard, invest my time, and have no cap